We're going to get this party started, man. Wednesday night on the Foolish Show podcast. Got a special guest checking in. So y'all know how it go, man. Get ready, lock in, tune in. We're going to have a good time tonight. Let's get everything set up. And we're going to get this podcast started. I appreciate y'all checking in with me, man. The live chat is wide open. Go ahead and jump in it. Represent. Speak your mind. Hope everybody having a blessed week. Staying safe. Staying out the way. Headed to a good place in life. I always want the best for everybody, man. So that's what it's all about. Living life to the fullest and enjoying it. Because you never know when it's going to end. Don't take life for granted. Just make sure you understand. Ain't nothing ain't guaranteed. Ain't nothing promised. You only live once. I'm about to get started in a little bit. Let's set everything up. Y'all fix you a drink, grab you a snack. Get ready.
If it ain't about money, it's a bag.
About to get this party started, man.
Where my keys at? Man, it's time to ride. We outside right now. I gotta get up out of here. I got somewhere to be. I gotta go. We in these streets. I'm ready to slide. I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to slide. I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to slide. I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to slide. I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to ride. I'm ready.
We gonna get crunk tonight, y'all.
I'm ready to slide. I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to slide. I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to slide. I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to slide. I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to slide. I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to ride. I'm ready. Time to get busy, cause I'm on a mission, doing shows, traveling, driving long distance, young jigger them with me, so I ain't slipping, repping 954, Bravo County stepping, airplane mode, Wi-Fi tripping. If it ain't about money, it's a bag of connection. I need some more yikes, bring that off on the turnpike, riding through the hood. We call it war night, paranoid, looking around at the red light. Exhale, no police in sight. Made a U-turn, then bust a right. I bust a right, blowing on that loud. We call it top.
Go get this party started.
I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to slide. I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to slide. I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to slide. I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to slide. I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to slide. I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to ride. I'm ready. I'm ready. You know what I'm talking about. I'm ready to ride.
Just getting started, y'all. Y'all go ahead and lock in. Live chat wide open.
Let's slide through the hood, man. They be talking, capping in they rap, saying what they killing, but they ain't doing that.
We just getting started, y'all. Y'all go ahead and lock in. Jump in the live chat. The Foolish Show podcast. Y'all know how we get down, man.
Stuck behind the cell, behind the wall, with no bell. Feel like they trapped in hell, like you burning, understand.
We about to get started in a minute, y'all. Y'all go ahead and grab you a snack. Fix you a drink.
I gotta go. I'm ready to slide. I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to slide. I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to slide. I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to slide. I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to slide. I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to slide. I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to ride.
Y'all hit that thumbs up button, man.
I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to slide.
We're gonna get the party started in a minute.
ready to ride. I'm ready to slide. I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to slide. I'm ready.
Might have a special guest checking in,
I'm ready.
trying to get everything right.
Yeah, listen, cause I'm on the mission, doing shows. Trapping, driving long distance, young jigger them with me, so I ain't slipping. Ripping 954, drama kind of stepping, airplane mode, Wi-Fi tripping. If it ain't about money, it's a bad connection. I need some more yikes. Got off on the turnpike, riding.
Wednesday night, man, all good vibes.
More night, paranoid, looking around at the red light. Exhale, no police in sight. Made a U-turn, then bust the right. I bust the right, blowing on that loud. We call it top flight green. I'm ready to drive. I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to slide. I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to slide. I'm ready.
Live chat wide open. We live streaming right now on Facebook and on YouTube. Don't be scared to jump in the live chat. Join in the discussion. Speak your mind.
Let's jump in. Let's go.
I give it to you straight with no chase.
Let's slide through the hood, man. They be talking, capping in they rap, saying what they killing, but they ain't doing that. They busting rhymes, they not committing crime. Cause if they did, they be in the pen, dropping dimes, doing time, stuck behind the cell, behind the wall, with no bail, feel like they trapped.
Man, let's go ahead and get this party started. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome y'all to another episode of The Foolish Show. I am your host, F to the Ish Foolish, representing reality, music, entertainment. Shout out to everybody checking in the building. Anybody gonna watch it in the future. It's all love, man. As long as you tune in and look at it. Whenever you look at it, it's on you. But tonight, man, we just having all good vibes. A lot of good energy in the air. So what we're going to do is start tonight's podcast off. What we're going to talk about tonight is, what does it mean when somebody tell you you need to get your house in order? I guess that's another way of saying getting your life together. So if somebody tells you that, they should tell you that it's something off. You don't have your priorities in order most of the time. If somebody always telling you that. So what does that mean by having your priorities in order? It's just some things are more important than others. You have to always make sure that where you lay your head is straight. Before you do all that other stuff, you have to always make sure the bills paid. And if you got kids, make sure the kids good. They got everything they need and gonna need. So if somebody tell you need to get your house in order, that means you're moving the wrong way out here. You're not doing something that you're supposed to be doing. Whether it's being a good parent, being a good role model, being a good citizen, somewhere, some way, some shape, some form, you slacking somewhere. So when somebody tell you that should make you go look in the mirror and say, man, what I gotta change, what I need to work on. Or prioritize things like I just said. Get your house in order and understand that some things ain't better than the other. The streets don't come before your house. You don't go turn up before you make sure everything in the house is in order. Ain't nothing wrong with going and living life. You want to travel or do whatever you want to do. But just make sure your house is in order. You always got to make sure the light's on. You're going to be able to eat on a daily basis. You're able to get to A to B, C, whatever you need to go. See, a lot of people don't know how to prioritize things. And then they end up in a bad situation in life. Some people prioritize all the partying and turning up. They rather blow their money, but not take care of the house or take care of their kids. Some women out here that always dolled up, but their kids ain't dolled up. There's some dudes out here fresh to death, but their kids ain't fresh to death. JD25 checking in. So a lot of people don't understand when somebody tell you to get your house in order, that means you need to get on your P's and Q's. You slacking somewhere, and you ain't taking care of something. Some people don't understand what's important in life. Never taking stuff for granted. Appreciating and valuing your kids and the ones around you while you have a chance. Never take life for granted. It can end at any given time. Who knows what the future holds for me, you, and everybody else on this planet. So let's talk about it. When somebody tell you to get your priorities in order, that means get your together. You slacking in some way or form. Maybe you ain't being the best woman you can be or best man you can be. You're not being the best mama or daddy you can be. Something you not doing that's causing you to affect the ones around you and your own life. So you know sometimes we can be our own self-destruction. Sometimes it don't take nobody to bring you down. A lot of us bring ourselves down by making bad choices, bad decisions, not prioritizing things in order. The streets don't come before your house. Your house come first. Then you want to be, yeah, we outside. Well, okay, you outside then, but at least your house okay. Don't be outside and your house ain't right. What's the point of turning up? You go shake your behind and have all this good time, and you popping bottles, and you come home and the lights off. Got to get your house in order. So if somebody tell you to get your house in order, that means you got to take things and prioritize it. Some things should be more important to you than the next. Don't be ashamed of starting from the bottom and working your way up. But just make sure you get your life in order. Certain things shouldn't mean more than another. You shouldn't let certain things come before your kids if you have some. You shouldn't let certain things interfere in your household in the way of you eating. Some people would rather put on an image but be starving in real life. They'll put on for social media, but in real life, they starving and barely make it. What's the point of putting on? Tyrone Kelly, check it in. We'll see if Philly boy gonna make it in the building. But what does it mean, y'all, when somebody tell you need to get your shit together? You need to get your house in order. That means you slacking somewhat. You ain't doing something that you're supposed to be doing. So you got to go in the mirror and you'll do some soul searching because you're moving the wrong way. You're not even taking care of your household. You're not taking care of your own life. Palm Beach checking in. Much love. Tyrone Kelly. But that's what it's all about, y'all. See, everybody want to be the man or pretend to be the man. Do you really want to be the man? If you want to be the man, then you got to go put that work in till you get where you need to be. A lot of people go broke to try to put on. See, that ain't real. You got to live your real life. Take it in steps. A lot of those millionaires and billionaires, they didn't get that overnight, but they got it in time. Everything is a process. It depends how bad you want it, how much your grind is. That's what's going to dictate a lot of stuff in life. If you want it, it's how bad you want it. It's not going to fall on your lap most of the time. Maybe some people blessed with a silver spoon in their mouth, but they still have to find a direction also. You can get a head start, but that don't mean necessarily that you're going to destined to succeed. Because as sure as you make it on the top, you can fall right back down. It doesn't take much. Let's see. Let's see, man. We trying to get Philly Boy in the building. Let's see if we can get him in. Give him a few more minutes. But yeah, back to what I was saying. Get your house in order. Some things just don't make no sense. You don't let yourself go down because you're trying to put on the image. You're trying to put on the front. Trying to put on the show for everybody else. Knowing damn well you ain't eating and you barely making it. You keep stacking your paper or keep getting on your grind until you're able to really go do what you need to want to do. See, most people rather put on the front than really have it. See, I really have it. I would rather really have it than always just putting on the front. That's why you put in the work so you can have it. Wherever you're trying to get to, your hustle gonna show how much you really want it. But if you got people telling you to get your house in order, it means you slacking somewhat. Maybe you ain't being the best mom or daddy you can be. Maybe you're not being the best brother, sister, uncle, cousin, best friend. Or maybe you just not maximizing your life and your opportunities. Maybe people see a lot of potential in you, but they don't feel like you really maximizing, you reaching your limit. So you have to prioritize things in life and get your house in order. If you want a good household, if you want a life where you can enjoy it, life gonna always come with problems. You can't never avoid problems, but you can try to make it a little easy on you and your kids if you have children. You take life one day at a time. A lot of people don't understand that. So, you know, we live in a right now because everything with social media is at the tip of your finger. So you can get everything right now, but a lot of things just don't happen like this. But we all want it like this. With the push of a button, you want your happiness to fall out the sky. You want to have $1 million. You want to live the great life. A lot of people wish for it. But we know that's how most of the time life don't work like that. You have to grind. Whatever you want, you have to work hard for it. But you got to get your house in order. Because if your house ain't in order, you're never going to reach where you're really trying to go. You're never going to maximize your opportunity. Because you're slacking. And then you're cutting your blessings off somewhere. See, a lot of people don't understand. You can cut your own blessings off. If you go around mistreating and taking from people, how you think blessings gonna come your way? If you go around letting the devil use you, ain't no blessings coming your way. You got to carry yourself in a certain way. You got to understand that whatever energy you put out, most of the time, that's what you're going to get back. So if you don't give no love, don't expect people to really show you no love. And even if you give love, you still might not get no love in return. That's just how it goes. They say it's a cold world. But what can we do? But live in it, right? Until it's time for you to check out. Because like we always talk about all the time on here, we all on the clock. And time is ticking. You don't know when you're going to check out. But you got to maximize your opportunities and maximize your time on this earth. But a lot of y'all ain't got y'all priorities in order. You ain't got the house straight. You got the kids over there suffering. Because you want to be selfish and only think about yourself. Because you want to take your money and do what you want to do with it. But you don't want to do the right thing. That doesn't make sense, y'all. You have to set the example and lead by example. Lead the right way. See, a lot of times the youth ain't got nothing to follow because ain't nobody leading them in the right way. They lead them to the jail cell. They lead them to the grave site. They lead them to the funeral home. We got to lead them to the promised land. We got to lead them above the struggle, away from destruction. We got to let them know that it's time to come together and get your house in order. Understand that some things just really don't mean nothing at the end of the day. Where we live, our block, our hood, our city, we don't own none of this stuff. And you can't take none of it with you. I don't care how many cars you have. I don't care how many rooms your house is filled with. When it's time to check out, can't take none of it home with you. So that's why we got to get our priorities in order. You have to make sure that your life is where it needs to be. Ain't nobody is perfect. You never will be. But you can try to put everything in order. What's important and what's not. What should I value and what I should not. Because it's up to you to make that decision. Can't nobody make you. Can't nobody make you do nothing. It's all about living life and enjoying it. Don't take life for granted. Maximize your time on this earth. Put it to good use. Make sure your house is in order so when it's time, you ain't got nothing to worry about. Make sure you do all the right things that you need to do so you don't have to worry about it. You don't want to have that guilty feeling inside when you know you've been doing wrong. You've been mistreating people. You've been stealing. You've been killing. You've been lying. Whatever it is you've been doing. You've been hooked on that bottle. You've been hooked on that dope. You let the world get to you. And you let the devil use you on this playground. So some of us, we got to get our priorities in order. Get your house in order. Recognize what's important and what's not. Sacrifice whatever you got to sacrifice to make sure that them kids is good. Mom and them is good if they still living. Never forget about the elderly. Always sacrifice for them and try to show them a better way. A lot of them work hard and struggle all their life to make sure y'all was good. But y'all won't do the same for them. Soon as they get old, you want to put them in an old folks home or push them to the side. soon as they get up there in age, you'll put them in a nursing home and never go see them. And then the same ones that sacrifice for you, same ones that make sure you had clothes on your back and food in your mouth, and you just push them to the side. Because a lot of people ain't got their priorities in order. A lot of people get amnesia when it comes down to certain things, and you forget the sacrifices that other people done made for you. You forgot you was coming up in the struggle. You forgot when mom and them, you barely seen them because they had to go 2 jobs. But you always was eating, and you still had you a nice shirt and the pants and a pair of shoes. And she still was able to give you a video game. See, we forget the sacrifices that the elderly and the ones before us made. Because we don't prioritize things right in our life. We don't take time to appreciate what's important. Key, start checking in. We have to open our eyes and open our hearts. Get your house in order. So when somebody tell you to get your shit together, it's something that you need to work on because you're slacking, and they can see it. Because if your house ain't in order, it's going to be hard for you to find happiness. Because you're living in destruction. You don't have no structure in your life. Some people put the streets before their house. They'd rather go out there in the streets and the house be messed up. Kids over there dirty and crying while you fresh and eating good. That don't make sense. That don't add up. Your priorities is not in order. If you rather look good and get you some new hair and get you a new haircut, but your kid around here dirty, your priorities are not in order. If you want to go to ladies' night and pop bottles, but you ain't popping your kid bottle, your priorities ain't in order. Some people put the streets before their house. So when somebody tell you to get your life together and get your priorities in order, maybe you need to take the time to listen. Maybe they're really just trying to tell you something because they see that what you're doing maybe ain't right. And it's not going to lead you nowhere. You don't want to live, a life of destruction and chaos. You want to have some kind of structure in your life. Because you live a wild life, it's going to be a wild ending. Excuse me, y'all. So understand and take control of your life. Get your priorities in order. Better make sure that them bills paid. Before you gonna make it rain, make sure that rent paid. Make sure refrigerator full, freezer full, lights paid up. Kids got everything they need for school. Got all their uniforms. Everything they need to survive. Then whatever you want to do from that point, knock yourself out. But make sure the house good first. Don't put the other stuff before your home. See, a lot of people got it backwards. And social media got them where everybody is just turn up. Let's go, y'all. Let's turn up. But your house ain't in order. You turn it all the way up. And your house going all the way down. You this close probably from losing your house. You probably this close from losing your kids and you don't even realize it. Because you don't prioritize the right things in life. All you think about is the outside in the streets and what everybody else think about you. You want everybody else's attention. But you ain't even giving your own household no attention. Because most of the time, most of y'all ain't never there. You spend all that money and pay rent or mortgage wherever you live in. Most of the time, y'all don't even appreciate it and enjoy it because you ain't never there. Because you're probably always in the streets. So you spend all that money for a place that you won't barely be. But the key thing is make sure that place is there. Make sure that you're stable and able to eat, and them kids able to eat. Because if that field trip come up and they say, Mom, I need $4 for a field trip, don't be talking about you ain't got it. If you got $150 wig on your head, dude, if you got all this name brand on, but then when your child say, Dad, I'm gonna need this, don't be talking about, no, son, I ain't got it. You got it for you, so why you can't have it for them? You had it Sunday when you was in the script club. You had it on social media when you was flashing. Why you ain't got it when your child asks you for it? See, I told you, a lot of people ain't got their priorities in order. They want to turn up, but the house turning down. They rather live for the streets than to live for them. Excuse me, y'all. So y'all take the time to realize, man, you got to take control of your own life. Appreciate life. Never take it for granted. We all know it's going to end. Maximize your potential. Get your house in order. Get everything lined up where it needs to be. So you don't want to be caught with your pants down, as they say. You don't want to be out here getting caught doing the wrong thing. And when it's time for you to go, what you going to explain? We all done did some stupid stuff in our life, and we don't make mistakes that you probably wish you could take back, but you can't. All you can do is ask for forgiveness and keep it pushing and try to do better. But if you keep making the same mistakes, you're not learning nothing. If you keep slamming your head on that wall, your head don't hurt enough. The one thing about mistakes, you have to learn from. Learn from your mistakes. Or you're going to always keep repeating the same thing. Understand that what's important in life and what you should value and what you should not. What you should put your time and energy into. Because a lot of us put our time and energy in stuff that really don't even mean nothing. It's not going to help you elevate at all in life. Sitting there just watching everybody else's life all day on social media ain't going to elevate you. What are you doing with your time? You gossiping about what the next person doing and your neighbors and everybody else in your family. What you doing? Because all that is wasted time. All that could be time when you could be out here really doing something. You could be out here really making a difference and turning your life around. But you choose to direct it in negativity. See, all that capping don't really get you nowhere. Then all people gonna do is fall back from you. Because now you're messy. All you want to do is cap. Nobody likes a person that sits there always talking. Telling everybody business. Always in somebody else's business. Want to know what's this? What's that? Who you dating? Why you brought that? Why you got that? Why you do this? There's always that one person that's always in somebody else's business. Always trying to tell somebody else how to live their life. Or how to spend their money. But they ain't put a dime in their pocket. There's always that one person somewhere that's going to judge you, talk about you, and don't know you from a can of paint. It's always going to be that one person out there that just don't like you and be jealous and envy of you just because everybody else love you. And they don't get that same love and attention. People will hate you for the craziest reason that you couldn't even imagine. That's something I can never understand. What would possess your heart to hate somebody, especially if they ain't do nothing to you? See, jealousy is a bad seed. And once you get that seed planted in your heart, it's hard to dig it out. It's easy for somebody to be jealous and envy because everybody's always pocket watching and looking at the next person. Now, the more stuff that they get, it's making you bitter. Because in your mind, you like, I ain't got it. I can't go get it. So why I'm going to be happy for them? Well, why not reverse that and switch that and be happy for them people? Then maybe your blessings will come. Why not retrain your mind to not think like that? See, a lot of people walk around, excuse me, y'all, with a lot of hate and a lot of jealousy in their heart. And then they wonder why they don't never get nowhere and get ahead in life. Because your heart ain't right. You bitter. You got to clean up. You got to get your priorities in order. A lot of us ain't got our life together, man. But you want to put on for social media and everybody else. When in real life, you suffering. You struggling. You probably barely go to sleep. You probably barely eating. But you want everybody else to think that you is. Forget what everybody else think. You got to make sure you good. Prioritize things, man. Excuse me, y'all. I might need some water. But we have to understand, man, life gonna throw a lot of things at you. Some things you ain't gonna be prepared for. Some things you don't know whether to go left or right. But as my grandma used to say, you gotta pray about it. You gotta pray that God guides you in the right direction. That you make the best decisions. Because all it takes is one bad decision to throw your whole life away. So when people tell you to get your shit together, that's somebody that care about you and they see you going the wrong way. They know what kind of person you is. They feel like you probably ain't maximizing that. So a lot of us can really step it up even more. You can even be a better parent if you just put your time and energy in the right stuff. Don't get so caught up in social media. Don't get so caught up in trying to please everybody else in this world. Because one thing I've been realized a long time ago is you will never be able to please everybody. You can't please everybody. No matter how hard you try. No matter how much you put yourself. Somebody ain't gonna appreciate it. They still gonna talk about you. You give them your last dime out your pocket. And that same person still turn around and talk about you. Or stab you in the back. When you was there for them. When they didn't have that. When they was down and out. See, we don't have no more loyalty no more. Where somebody stand for something and they solid as a rock. Not everybody fold like a chip. They don't stand up in the paint. And that's what we need, more leaders and soldiers out here who gonna stand up in the paint. Make sure their house in order. And try to make something out of their life. You ain't got no time to waste to throw things away and throw your life away. You ain't got that kind of time. Remember, we on the clock. Your expiration date coming soon. It could be sooner than you think. So we need to get on the ball, y'all, before you be dead and gone. Get your life in order. Think about the things that you need to do to get your house together. A lot of y'all house ain't right. A lot of your house is falling apart because you're allowing the devil to come break everything up. Make sure you start within your household. Lead by example. Don't worry about the stuff that's really not important. Forget trying to please the Joneses. Forget your so-called friends. Get your life right. You can't live your friend's life. You can live your life. You can't live Ray and Keisha and John and Lil Tootie. You can't live their lives. You can only live yours. Get your house in order. Take the time to realize each day that you wake up is another day that's gone, that you will never be able to get back. You can never get those 24 hours a day back. So how much of this life and time you gonna waste? How much you gonna let just go by the wayside? Mama Brent checking in. Appreciate you, Mama. But what we talking about right now, y'all hit that thumbs up button. Make sure y'all let everybody know we live streaming right now on YouTube and on Facebook. Make sure y'all join the live chat with your comments. What we talking about right now is, what does it mean when somebody tell you to get your house in order? Get your together. So if somebody telling you that, you slacking somewhere. You're not doing something that you're supposed to be doing. Because your priorities are not in order. A lot of people put the streets before their house. They'll want to make sure their house ain't that good, but I'd rather go out there in the streets. My kids, them dirty, but I'm clean. I'm fresh. Shout out Miss Trill checking in. Happy birthday to Miss Trill. God bless y'all. Wish you many more. Hope you had a great, wonderful birthday. So happy birthday to Miss Trill, everybody. One of our loyal listeners. And Mama Brent, the mother of the show, of course, always checking in. But when somebody tell you to get your priorities in order to get your life together, what does that mean to you? If somebody tell you that, that means you got to get on it. That means it's something that you ain't doing that you should be doing. You're not on point on something, whether it's a parent or as a person. So make sure you get your priorities in order and get your house in order. Because if your house in order, everything else ain't gonna matter. You cannot function in a dysfunctional household. You can't function if your mind is ain't in the right places. If you're living for the streets and you don't care what's going on where you lay your head at. You got to get your house in order for you to start being able to try to live the way you want to live. A lot of people just rather live the streets and forget about the house. You rather be fresh, but your kids dirty. You want to pop bottles and turn up, but the house ain't turned up. The house turned down. So that's when sometimes some people got to listen. If somebody tell you, hey man, you need to get your together. You need to get right. Maybe you don't let the drugs just destroy everything. Maybe you let that alcohol just interfere with you and your kids and your family, and somebody tell you that because they love you. Sometimes we got to take heed to when the message comes to you. Don't all the time get in your feelings and I don't want to hear that. Oh, you can't tell me nothing. And this is my life. I got this. I know what I'm doing. Sometimes you don't know what you're doing. Sometimes it takes other people to tell you. Maybe they can see something that you can't see. Some people don't recognize when their house ain't in order. They want to walk around like they all that in the bag of chips. But they just as sour as grapes. Because they ain't got their house in order. Their priorities are not in the right places. They care about being cool in what it appears to look like than to really be cool and happy in real life. It's one thing to look like you got it. It's another thing to really have it. It's one thing to be eating, and it's one thing to pretend like you eat. Those are two different things. So if you really want something, you can't put on no front. You got to go out there and make something happen. If you want your kids to be okay, then maybe you get off your behind and make sure that happens some kind of way. Because nobody owe you nothing. We all live in the same cruel world at the same time. Don't look for handouts. Your hustle will determine how bad you want a lot of stuff in life. Your hustle will determine how much you want. If you want something bad enough, your hustle got to match. You can run this all day while you going to get it. If you want a new house, what you doing to try to go get that new house? If you want your own business, what are you doing to jumpstart your business? If you want your kids to not be able to struggle, what are you doing to put them in position to when they get your age or younger, they ain't got to struggle that bad? What sacrifice you making? Because we all got to make some kind of sacrifice to get wherever you're trying to get to. Whether it's sleep, maybe you got to go off 5 hours of sleep every day. Maybe you might have to sacrifice night seeing your kids as much as you want to, because you're trying to create a better path and a better life for them. Miss Trill says, stop talking about it and actually go get it done. That's what I'm saying, Miss Trill. A lot of people are all cap. They're always talking about, man, I wish I could have that. I wish. You're going to keep wishing. You can wish for everything in the world. That's what it's going to be, a wish. If you ain't taking steps to go get whatever you're trying to get, it's going to be a wish. It's going to be a hope, a dream. Unless you're taking steps to make that dream come true. Life is not a fairy tale. Life is real. Like I keep telling y'all, we on the clock. Your expiration date coming. I don't know when. I don't know how. But we all gonna check out. So maximize your time here on earth. Don't take life for granted. Ms. Trill says, that's what I did. It took me to start up. Now I lace my shoes up and I'm stopping and I'm not stopping. You have to have that drive, man, because if you have kids or anything else, that should be your motivation every day to wake up and try to make sure whatever you can do to make their life a little easier, whatever sacrifice you got to make it as a mother or father. You can't just be thinking about you. You can't just take all your money and go turn up and go to the club and get drunk all the time. Sacrifice that to the kids. It's easy to spend everything on yourself and only think about you, me, I. What happened to we? Them kids are your family. The ones around you are your family. A lot of y'all won't even take the time to make sure your mama good. A lot of y'all ain't never went around there and seen your auntie. A lot of y'all want to pick up the phone and call your grandma and say, Grandma, I love you. How you doing? You need me to come over there and do anything? You need me to go clean up for you? You got something you need me to do in the yard? But as soon as grandma leave and go to the other side, y'all want to fall out and roll all over the ground. But when grandma was here, you ain't want to give none of your time. You ain't want to give her one flower so she can smell. Because everybody living in the me world. You done forgot about grandma and what everybody else done did. That don't mean nothing to you. You forgot the sacrifices they made. Working 2 jobs. Cooking when they was tired and they ain't feel like it. And taking most of that money and spending it on you. Wiping your behind when it was dirty. But everybody forget about those times. You forget about what grandma done did. Mama Bren says, I agree. Y'all forget about the sacrifices that people done made for you. And those same people you would step on, you would just push them to the side. Because there's no loyalty nowadays. Everybody's for self. And that is the destruction of this world that we know it today. Because everybody is so selfish. We so blind to even care about the next person. And we watching ourselves slowly destroy our own mankind. Just for having cold hearts. Just for not having a heart. Just for not caring about what happened to your neighbor. Not caring what happened to the people in your community, your neighborhood. Because if it don't directly affect you. If somebody robbed your neighbors that was 2 doors down, you really ain't gonna care like that. Because guess what? It wasn't your apartment. It wasn't your house. See, it takes people with compassion to really care about somebody else. It's easy to just me. It takes a good heart to really care about somebody else's well-being. And that's what we all missing, y'all. Because we're living in a selfish world where everybody's for self. Nobody don't want to sacrifice for nobody else. But you forgot about the ones that sacrificed for you when you was coming up. We all came up as a child going into adulthood. You forgot about what mama and all them did for you and grandma them. You get to a certain age and you just push them to the side. You don't reach back and give to them at all. You won't even pick up the phone and call them and tell you I love you. Because you're so caught up in your own life. A lot of y'all are real selfish, man. And then you wonder why you don't never get ahead. Because there's only so much God is going to allow you to get ahead. If you don't do right, how much you think you're going to get ahead? We all got to make sacrifices to whatever you're trying to get to in life. But just don't let your life go to waste. Don't waste your time in negativity. Stuff that ain't going to get you nowhere. Because that's what you're doing, wasting time. And remember what we said, we on the clock. I don't know if y'all know it or not. I don't know what you're going to be dressed like. I don't know what color they're going to put you in. I don't know what kind of day it's going to be, whether it's going to be rainy, sunny, or snowing. But you got to leave here. I want y'all, I got to keep reminding y'all that because I think we take life so much for granted that we forget that one day it ain't going to be no you. It ain't going to be no more your mama, your daddy, your kids, your neighbors. That's why we got to appreciate it now while we're here. Because tomorrow might not come. Appreciate your mama and all of them now. Appreciate your neighbors and all of them now. Appreciate your kids and value all that now. Tomorrow might not come. Tomorrow may never get here. But at least you want to know in your heart that you did the right thing. That you lived your life a certain way. But you can't do that if your priorities ain't in order. If your priorities are not in order and everything is out of order, your life is going to be in this dysfunction. Because you ain't got nothing in order. Mama Bren says tomorrow isn't promised. That's what we trying to tell him, Mama Bren. All it takes is a second for something to happen. You can give your kids a kiss and mwah, I love you, mwah, and walk out that door and go out there and get hit by a car. You could be walking and get struck by lightning. You could be driving on your way to work and somebody lose control and come hit your car and you go flipping and you die. So you don't know when, you don't know how, but something can happen at any given time. That's why you don't take life for granted. How many people you knew that something happened to them? You think they knew it? When the people got up that morning, you think that today I knew I was going to get murdered? Today I knew I was going to be in a tragic accident? They had no idea. They didn't know that that day was their expiration date. I tell people all the time, if you do live to see every time your birthday comes, celebrate. You know why I tell you to celebrate? Because you could have been dead and gone. I see some people when they get older, they be like, I don't care, it's just another year, it's just another day, it's my birthday. Celebrate that, appreciate that. Don't take it for granted. There's a lot of people right now in the cemeteries, their birthday's coming, but they ain't nowhere on this earth. Because when you go to the other side, you're going to be dead and forgotten about. Life go on. People will cry for you for a minute, give them 2 weeks. They ain't going to mention your name no more. But that's how life is. They say life goes on. It don't stop for nobody. So appreciate everybody you got around you right now. Appreciate every birthday that you live to see. Appreciate all the holidays. Appreciate every time you get to put your hand around your child and kiss them. Every time you get to hug your mama, your daddy, your aunties, and your grandmother, and your best friend. Every time you get a chance to do it, do it. Never wait till the last minute to try to show somebody that you love them. Because you might not get that chance. There's a lot of people right now in the coma and their eyes closed. They can't even open them. They loved ones surrounding them. They crying and they saying all this. Man, I wish I would have told them. I wish I would have said I love you. And you don't want to be like that. That's why you appreciate them now. Don't wait till nothing happen. Don't wait till they dead and gone. Give everybody a kiss and tell you love them right now. Appreciate it. Don't take it for granted. Because tomorrow can be today. Today could be your last. I hope a lot of y'all caught that. But get your life in order. Get your priorities in order. Make sure your house is good. Clean up your house before you can talk about everybody else. Make sure your bills paid. Make sure your kids got everything they need before you talk about somebody else's kids. Before you talk about somebody else's household, make sure everything in your household is on point. Anybody can throw a rock, but most people throw rocks and they hide their hand. Oh, that wasn't me. I ain't say that. That was no, not me. No, I ain't got no rock in my hand. Excuse me, y'all. But that's how life go, y'all. That's the world we live in. We take life for granted, and we don't understand how tomorrow can be your last. We don't understand that nothing is promised. You don't have to live to get old. You can die when you're young. It's babies die every day. It's teenagers die every day. It's people 20s and younger die every day. Age is nothing but a number. Ain't no guarantee you're going to live to get old. So the ones that are always talking about the old folks and putting them down and making fun of them, you ain't going to live to see half their age. They done seen twice as what you done seen and more. But my message tonight, y'all, is get your priorities in order, get your life in order. Get your broom and your dustpan and clean up your house. Clean up your own front door. Don't worry. If your neighbor door dirty, if their yard dirty, let their life be dirty. Let their life be chaos. That ain't for you to judge. You responsible for your own front yard. You sweep off your own front door. Don't worry about what them and he and she doing. It starts with you. Take care of your own household. Make sure you living for you. Make sure everything you need to have, you have it, and you leading your kids in the right way. Don't live for everybody else and for the streets. Live for you and live for them kids. Because a lot of people lost out here and they don't understand what life is really all about. Like I keep telling y'all, they ready out there be out there turning up where their house is turning down. That means you ain't got your priorities in order. If you're not doing everything you can to make sure the kids are all right, your priorities ain't in order. If you ain't sacrificing for mom and them like they sacrifice for you, your priorities are not in order. And a lot of people forget where they came from. And they walk around like they don't stink. But you're in for a rude awakening. Because we all can be humble. God has a way of humbling everybody. He'll make you realize that you're only a human. You ain't nobody special. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care where you stay at. You're just another human being. Remember, we all in this fight together, y'all. We live in the same crazy world. If y'all seen the other day, we had another shooting in a Christian school in Nashville. I send my prayers and my condolences to all the families. But this is what I'm trying to tell y'all. If y'all don't stop and start caring, the devil is taking over. Every day we wake up, the devil is taking over. And we still sitting back and we don't care about that. And we allow all the destruction to happen. Because this world is full with nothing but evil. Everybody got so much hate for each other. You want to kill people that never did nothing to you. You want to hurt people that never did nothing to you. All because you drown in your own misery and you let the devil and the demons take over your mind. This is why we got to start talking to our siblings, our kids, the people you know haven't gone through stuff, man. Tell them, man, God love you. Man, don't go out there and do nothing crazy, man. Don't go get no gun. Leave the gun alone. What you shooting somebody for? Somebody need to try to talk to them. It might not stop nobody, which we already know. Whatever somebody gonna do, they gonna do it. But maybe we can help somebody that's lost, because there's a lot of lost souls out here. Maybe that one person could just tell them, man, don't do that, man. But some people be too far gone. That's why we gotta try to get people before they get to that point. Spread love and positivity, or we're gonna keep living on hell on earth. And your kids are gonna have to pay for it. They're gonna have to suffer for the destruction that we're allowing to happen today. Another 10, 15 years, there might not be no more schools. Ain't nobody ain't gonna send their child to schools no more. Everything gonna change, y'all. And it's changing right before our eyes. If we don't wake up and see, and we don't start caring some more, if we don't try to reach all the people we can reach, if we don't come together, life gonna change right before your eyes. And we so blind that we still ain't gonna see it. We ain't gonna realize it till it's too late. Life is changing in front of your face. I don't know what it's gonna take for y'all to care. I don't know if your kid got to get shot. I don't know if somebody got to kidnap your child. I don't know if somebody got to do something to your mama for make you to understand that life is getting crazy out here. And all we can do is start with your own household and get your priorities in order. Get your priorities in order, y'all. Get your broom and your dustpan out. It's time to clean up your own front door. Don't worry about Susan made them door. Worry about your own front door. Because if your house clean, you ain't worrying about if somebody else's house clean or not, because you know your house clean. So when God come knocking at your door, you got your arms wide open. The ones that house dirty and house ain't in order, when God come knocking, they're gonna go hide. They're gonna go disappear. But you know your house in order, you smiling, you ready with open arms. If your house ain't in order, you're gonna be scared. That's why I advise y'all to get your house in order. Get your life right with God and do what you gotta do to take care of them kids and make sure that everything you need to have and they need to have to function is obtainable. It's not about having all the material things, all the essentials, food, water, electricity. Make sure all the essentials are there. Make sure the kids be able to put on a new pair of underwear. They got a nice jacket to put on when they get cold. It don't matter what the name say on the jacket, as long as they got a jacket to put on. Make sure they got a roof. Maybe they ain't got no bed. Maybe it's a blow-up mattress. Maybe it's a blanket. But make sure they got a roof over their head. That's what I tell you about getting your priorities in order. A lot of people be worrying about a car and don't even own a house. They don't even have nowhere to lay their head. And they be worrying about what car they can stun in. Your priorities in order. You should be worrying about where you're going to sleep. But you going to keep parking at different parking lots and sleeping in the car? You got to get something over your head first. Then you can worry about getting you some wheels. What's the point of worrying about a car if you don't have nowhere to lay your head? You want to sleep in the car where somebody can break your window out and shoot you and rob and kill you? Get your priorities in order, man. Clean up your house. Finna wind this thing on down, man. We had a good podcast tonight. I appreciate everybody that tuned in. I hope y'all had a great over the hump day. It's Wednesday night over here on the East Coast. Y'all get ready. I got a new mixtape coming out called Reality Music by Foolish, hosted by DJ Knight ATL. It will be on all platforms real soon. I'm going to keep y'all posted. You can download it on livemixtapes.com and get my other mixtape that's out right now, Foolish, Let the Swag Talk. Pretty sure y'all can get a lot of good messages out of those mixtapes, man. I appreciate all the support. I want y'all to stay safe. We're going to be back on the air Friday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. I want y'all to stay safe. That's the key thing. And I want y'all to get your house in order. Don't wait too late. Don't wait till God come knocking at your door and then you go to panicking. You don't know what to do. Clean everything up. Stuff that's not important, you put down here. The stuff that's important, you put up here. Don't worry about stuff that you shouldn't be worried about. Make sure your house is good. Make sure before you try to be flashy and you trying to stunt, make sure your kids all right. Make sure they got their hair done. They got new clothes. Don't be around here getting your hair done all the time and buying yourself all this stuff. And they around here with a snotty nose and hair napping. Diaper and don't get changed on a regular basis. Dudes, you around here rocking all this ice and making it rain in the club, but ain't made it rain on their child since they've been born. I need y'all to get y'all priorities in order. I need y'all to clean up y'all house so we can make this world a better place, because we all clean up our own house. Everybody yard to start looking good. Then you're going to start seeing a change. But when nobody don't care and there's no order, all you're going to see is destruction. It's all you're going to live. Nothing ain't going to change unless you take steps to make it change. And we keep our faith in the Lord. I appreciate y'all tuning in tonight. Y'all do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button. Let me go back to the live chat before we get out of here. Miss Trill says, that's what I did and took me $6K to start up and lace my shoes and I'm stopping. Okay, we already seen those. I thought that was some new. But we already got to those comments, y'all. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to Justin checking in. I appreciate you, homie. Y'all hit that thumbs up button. Make sure y'all share this content, man, and let's keep this message going. And let everybody know about the Foolish Show, man. Don't keep your mouth closed. Open your mouth and tell somebody. This is an open platform. This is for y'all. We're going to always get on here and talk that talk and walk that walk. We're going to speak the truth. Because some people need to wake up. There's a lot of zombies out here. People walking like the living dead. Time to wake them up, y'all. Y'all help me shake them up. If y'all want to see this world become any better, you got to shake these people up. A lot of them is lost. And they don't know which way they're going. They won't even ask for directions either. So y'all stay safe, man. I'm going to catch y'all Friday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. Appreciate everybody who tuned in on Facebook and YouTube. I appreciate all the love and support from the bottom of my heart. Y'all keep messing with me, man. Y'all keep supporting me, and I'm not going to let you down. Y'all have a great Wednesday. I'm going to see y'all Friday night. Make sure y'all stay safe. And once again, get your house in order. One love, everybody.